What's up, family? Welcome back to the Stop Sinking Show, where we go from struggle to flow. Everyone is uniquely designed, endowed with their own spirit, a collection of their own life experiences, defined by choices, small and large, leaned towards certain biases and ways of being, and therefore are full of opinions and ways of seeing the world that are never an exact match to another human being. Essentially, everyone is their own person. How aggravating is that? No, but seriously, it's great we're unique and all, and obviously it makes us better off having diversity of thought and experience. But damn, does it cause a whole lot of friction when trying to coexist with another human being. And even if you're just having a casual conversation, let alone coexisting, just coming together on anything, something as small as a conversation, sometimes feels like a gargantuan task with certain people. Agreement is usually something of a goal you have to work towards and is not a given. And that's okay if you don't agree. But many times we don't even have the ability to hold space for somebody who disagrees. Most of the times I find this diversity fun and interesting and love getting into debates with people about things that they see differently than me. Of course, I want to be right. But I also want to see if they have anything they believe that's more right than what I have picked up along the way. But there are times where there's different thinking pisses me off, especially when the other person is clearly not acting in the right, or if their beliefs are hollow and don't stand the poke test. But who am I to point out exactly where someone is wrong? Pissing me off isn't enough of a thing for me to think about twice or for me to take it home with me. It only bothers me that people don't do their own investigation into self, into their own opinions and beliefs and actions that then lead them so far astray as to possibly causing damage to another human being or the situation. That's when I take it home and it bothers me, as if it spills over to another person. It's only when a person's flaws, beliefs, or opinions spill over and cause harm to other people that it really bothers me. That's when I take it home. That's when I spend any mental energy thinking twice about it. Other than that, I go on about my day and let people be however that they want to be. But of course, not until I share my disagreement with them. Got to do that. The point I want to drive home today is that it is not our job to convert people into believers, and your energy would be better saved to be used elsewhere. There are plenty of believers, plenty of people who are on the same path. Your goal in life is to sift through people to find your people, not to try and convert people into your way of being. That's a losing battle 99% of the time. I found myself being reminded of this in a debate that I just had with a friend in the gym about his political views. And I usually avoid such topics, but he said some egregious things that legitimately made me question his intelligence or his sanity. And I'm sure he would say the same thing about me, which is really the point. It's impossible to come together on certain topics. And the fact of the matter is, the stakes aren't high enough for either one of us on either one of these topics that we discussed, because we could freely stand in a parking lot discussing them. Of course, these things still affect us, but they are 2 or 3 degrees removed from our actual life, so we are really just a bunch of idiots arguing about nothing relevant. So in situations like this, it's better to just let the other person and yourself have the interesting views that they hold and you hold, and leave it at that. Because can you really convince a person to see something another way? Probably not. Unless they are highly open, which also means they are highly intelligent, and that's a small percentage by nature. On the other hand, My friend the other day was really emotional about a situation where the disagreement or the difference in seeing the world was having a legitimate impact on another human being and compromising not just this person's present, this person who it was having the effect on, but also this person's future. They were doing direct harm to another person. But still, the problem exists. How do you get another person to see things in a different way than they do now? How can you make someone else do some reflection? You can't. It's called self-reflection for a reason. So even in this very sad situation, you cannot convert a person into another way of being. And so that means other people get hurt and you can't do anything about it. And that's hard on your soul. But what can you do? My mother always told me, you can't even control your own fingers. How can you change anyone else? If I told you to develop dexterity and type 50 words per minute faster than you do today, or pick up a guitar and practice certain voicings of different chords, it would take you weeks of deliberate practice. Willing, deliberate practice. It will not happen on accident. That you one day wake up and your fingers bend to a G chord, or now that you fly at 180 words per minute on typing. Progress is not accidental. So then if you cannot even control your fingers, how can you even attempt to control someone else or have any agenda for their life? You can't. It's hard enough to have an agenda for your own and then follow it. That's where your energy is best spent, on you. Cease all converting and just worry about converting your ideas to reality. Make your vision manifest. Make it tangible. And maybe by your example, someone will convert themselves on their own if you are admirable enough, aspirational enough. Only if you are worth converting to. I love you, family. Stay true always. I'll see you on the next show.